after an inning. Somber news coming out of Detroit earlier today. Longtime Tiger, former Major League manager, and now a Tiger broadcaster, Kirk Gibson, acknowledging today, as you read the statement, that he has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And Kirk, of course, one of the heroes of the 1984 World Championship Tiger Ball Club, faced the Twins in the '87 playoffs. Hit his dramatic home run for the Dodgers the following year. Just a remarkable athlete, great football player in his college days as well. And we're very happy that Jack Morris came by the TV booth here to talk a little bit about the news today. And you know Kirk better than any of us up here. Quite a fighter. He's got, unfortunately, quite a fight on his hands now.
Well, I talked to my good friend to my right about it because he's got personal experience with Parkinson's with his dad. So yeah, I want to learn a little bit about it. Obviously, you know, I have so many good things to say about Kirk and his tenacity and will and strength and fortitude and all the things that made him a winner. I learned a lot from him. I think we kind of fed off each other for a period over there in Detroit, but a great guy. And I know that
he, like you, played with a lot of intensity.
Yeah, if anybody can do whatever he can to prolong his life through this whole ordeal, it'll be Kirk Gibson.
How much did he mean to that Tiger team? We, of course, admired Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker, that specifically the '84 Tigers that got off to a great start and ended up running the table, winning the World Series.
Well, like Bert's teams that he played on that one World Series, you've got a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and Gibby was the intense piece. He was the guy that demanded that everybody play hard and every day play through some pain and adversity.
Pelfrey 4 up, 4 down, and picking up a strikeout of Victor Martinez on that high fastball. I know, just facing Kirk Gibson, you're right. I mean, he was so intense. And you saw it. He got frustrated if he, didn't hit the ball exactly how he wanted to. And he kind of he led it by example.
Well, as a young player coming up out of college, he had the football mentality, and I think it was real hard for him to adjust to the mental aspect of baseball, and he got frustrated a lot. I think, we joke with him, but I think he got 30-some helmets the first year that he threw and broke. So, that's the kind of intensity that I can't even describe. I've never had a teammate like him, and it was only because he wanted to win so bad.
One of those guys, and this is from a distance, of course, but he struck me as being a player. We don't want to speak of him in the past tense,
right,
but just in his playing career, that he made other players better because of his intensity. It made everybody really pay attention to what they were doing.
Well, we lived in a different time, played in a different generation, Bert and I think he understands it, and maybe you should talk about it, Bert, but Kirk was one of those guys that you had a little soreness, strap it on, let's go play, because
he's one of these guys you didn't like as your opponent. You'd want him on your team.
Yeah, he was a great teammate.
Yeah.
2-2 to J.D. Martinez.
He was also one of those guys, and Bert, you've had him on your teams, where you knew that if you got in a scuffle, you wanted to be by him.
Yeah. The old foxhole mentality. You wanted him in your foxhole, right?
That's right.
2-2 to J.D. Martinez. Dick Bramer, Bert Blyleven, joined by Jack Morris, talking about the sad news involving Kirk Gibson, diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, down and away, 3-2.
I am not an expert at Parkinson's. I have been through it with my pops. I know he was diagnosed with Parkinson's almost the same age as Kirk is now, in later 50s, and he fought it for 20-some years, and they have come a long way as far as the medication. And Pelfrey picking up the second straight strikeout. But I know Kirk will do everything he can to find the right formula. And I don't know what stage he's at. There's so many different forms of Parkinson's.
Well, we will wish him the very best, as Pelfrey has a couple of strikeouts here in the second inning. We got a chance to play with him, and then I guess directly or indirectly broadcast with him too. We hope that he'll be able to continue on in his first year as a Tiger broadcaster.
Well, he was a broadcaster before he got into coaching.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Ball one.
For Detroit for many years. But the one thing I can say to the people that don't really understand Kirk Gibson, number one, he's a very smart man. He knows what's going on, and he's going to take a look at this from every angle And I promise you he'll do everything he can. And you know, that's the one thing that gives me hope. Maybe I can even tease him down the road for a while. And you know, I saw him a few years ago. I told him he looked like hell, and he said, "Well, I'll still kick your little tail." So you know, that's the Gibby we know.
Strike two, 1-2 to Yoenis Cespedes.
Not to change the subject real quick, because our prayers and thoughts are with Kirk and his wife, but Pelfrey's splitter, he's used it a couple times already. Tigers haven't seen that.
Well, I think it opens up everything. You know, the high fastball, everything is better when they have to look at, you know, we talk about changing eye level, and that's a pitch that changes the eye level.
And that's, you see him, how he grabs it right there. That's how he feels comfortable. Is that the way you threw it, or did you throw it a little differently?
When you start throwing it, you have to load it every pitch, and then you work off of that. Because it's hard to get it in the glove. Hitters can see you spread your glove, spread your fingers in the glove. So by starting it with that grip before you go in, then you can rotate it to the slider, to the fastball.
You can see him rolling the ball right there. Now, he seems to have the seams on.
Yeah, he's got a little different grip than I had. He's using seams. I did not use. I wanted the bare part of the ball.
Okay.
So I could pull my fingers through.
3 strikeouts
was it right there.
Yeah.
Good movement.
Jack Morris, thank you for the time, and from everyone involved with Twins Television, our very best wishes to Kirk Gibson.